Discover your very own Ireland at discoverireland.com.
The first stop on my Irish tour is the vibey city of Belfast. In just 2 days, I went from giants and nappies to animals in the streets. A ship that sank, a drink that'll break the bank, and a history of urban art in a city embracing change. Hello there. We're at Belfast. Happy days. First thing you should do if you've never been to Belfast is take a black cab tour. It'll give you an insight into the city's past sectarian troubles. What really shocks you when you actually come here is how small it is and how intimate the troubles would have been. Working class Catholic houses there. There you can see the working class Protestant houses. We've just gone through the security gates now on the peace wall. We're now on the Protestant side. All the graffiti along here will be loyalist paramilitary graffiti. We're now back in a Republican area. This is the imagery of hedgerow schools. This was during famine time. It's obviously a slightly more peaceful pastoral image than three men in balaclavas with AK-47s. It's never threatening, Belfast. When you come to West Belfast or East Belfast, it's just the normality of it. Just primary school kids. There's a trampoline across the road. There's a Merry Christmas sign up there. It's just more surreal. It's just weird. Look at this. Cows under a pylon.
You Protestant cows or you Catholic cows?
Yeah, when I come and visit when I was a kid, it was a hellhole. And now you can see it everywhere you go. There's construction, and there is real optimism.
It was a pleasure.
Nice one. When you walk around Belfast, you can see the city is actually putting its money where its mouth is, including a bit of long overdue pride in itself. These are the docks, the famous docks of Belfast. In the background you can see there's the famous cranes of Harland and Wolff. These are the famous docks that built many ships that sailed and that never ever sank. Many ships were built here, but the most famous ship to be built here in Belfast was of course Titanic, which the people of Belfast are enormously proud of, strangely considering the thing sank on its maiden voyage. But Belfast people always point out though, and they built it and sailed it to England. It was fame. Belfast is a city that's blending well. The Victoriana of St. George's Market and City Hall sit alongside new restaurants, hotels and galleries. It's a city that's modern but still has old school levels of friendliness. As your guide, I've decided to sample them both. The magic of the Crown is that it's booths and you have your own door. If you get sick of the rest of the pub, you can just shut that and now you've got your own pub. Once that door is closed, how many assignations have been made in here? How many conspiracies have been conspired here? How many plots have been plotted? How many affairs have been had? I must recommend, if you do come to Belfast, the best way to travel is by Bentley. And if you are going to have that Bentley driven by anybody, have it by a top-hatted man. Hello there. The reason why I'm in the Bentley is because I'm going to drink the world's most expensive cocktail, which is not in Dubai, it's not in New York, it's not in Beverly Hills. It's right here in Belfast.
There's many Mai Tais in the world, but we're the only bar with the capacity to serve a genuine Twitter Mexican Mai Tai. This is Red Nephew 17-year-old rum, and we're the only bar in the world that has a bottle.
So, if I was to actually buy a cocktail of that, How much would that cocktail be?
For an original Trader Vic's Mai Tai made with this rum, it's £750.
Oh my god. How much would it be for just like dip my finger in and lick?
You wouldn't appreciate that much.
Nah. But that would be £250. I wouldn't pay more than 60 quid for a cocktail. Listen, you don't need to spend that sort of money in Belfast. It's a great night out one way or another. Trust me, I've had many of them here. So here we're on Botanic Avenue. This here is the world famous Empire. It's on Tuesday night. Is the stand-up comedy night here. I've performed here myself. I've had chairs thrown at me there. I've thrown chairs back. That's what Belfast crowds are like. They either love you or hate you. There's nothing in between. It's either brilliant, dead on, or shite, mate. Shite. My final destination tonight is the pub my Belfast mates recommend, the Duke of York. But beware, not all the regulars are human. Hello. You got a lovely horse. Next day, we are on the Causeway coastal route, which is meant to be like the best coastal drive, scenic drives in the world. I'm on my way to Northern Ireland's #1 tourist attraction, the Giant Causeway, a mecca for hexagon fans. It's about 90 miles further up the coast, past a string of pretty little towns through the glens of Antrim. Just the perfect geometry of them is amazing. And there's so many of them. There's two competing versions of how this happened. And the scientific version is that somewhere 60 million years ago, a pool of lava hit the water, cooled slowly into these shapes. But anybody who knows anything knows the reason why this is here is because there was an Irish giant called Finn McCool, and he went to fight the Scottish giant just over there. So Finn McCool built this so he could get across there to fight Scottish giant. He gets there, the Scottish giant's huge. Finn McCool shites himself and decides to run back to Ireland. The Scottish giant pursues him across. Finn's missus dressed him up as a baby. The Scottish giant arrived at Finn's house and saw how big the baby was. The giant thought, well, if that's the size of the baby, how big is the giant that I'm to fight? And that's why the Scottish giant shite himself and he fled back to Scotland. And on the way, he tore up the causeway. Belfast ain't a lot to look at. There's what's inside that counts. It's the people. They're friendly, man. They'll take you places. I give Belfast a dead on and happy days.
Discover your very own Ireland at discoverireland.com.